Recently, I was showing a friend some comic books I had signed by the late, great Neal Adams at the New York Comic Con. And seeing how much I loved talking to him and his art, my friend asked me what Neal Adams comic book covers should he look to buy. Stay tuned to see what I told him.
Anachronic.
Hi, comic guys and gals. I'm Joe, and welcome to Anachronic Comics. Now, one of the things I looked forward to doing each year at the New York Comic Con was spending a couple of minutes talking to Neal Adams. And I talked to him about comic books, and I had him sign a book or two that I bought from him. As I mentioned in the intro, I was asked by a friend, what Neal Adams comic books would I look to buy for a definitive Neal Adams Batman classic cover collection? Now, this is my list, and it's not in any order. All 10, though, are, in my view, must-haves for a Neal Adams Batman fan. First up is Batman number 227, published in December of 1970. It's a high-value comic book because of Neal Adams' iconic cover, which is actually an homage to Detective Comics number 31 from 1939. Now, this haunting cover shows Batman as a ghost-like figure hovering over a gothic scene, including a full moon and a damsel in distress. Now, this is a rare book, but if you're putting together a Neal Adams Batman collection, you have to have this one. The second must-have is Batman number 232, published in June of 1971. Another haunting cover, but this time it's Batman and Robin as the victims, with Ra's al Ghul, larger-than-life, overlording them. The gunshot and Robin apparently being hit adds to the mystery. This is a key with the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul and the second appearance of Talia al Ghul. This cover is considered one of the best Batman covers, period. Next, for my all-time Neal Adams Batman classic cover collection is perhaps my favorite, Batman number 241, published in May of 1972. I just love Batman's pose as he patrols over the streets of Gotham City. Adams liked it so much, he uses versions of this pose on other covers, and other artists have used it as well. The fourth cover on my list is Batman number 244 from September 1972. It's another iconic cover by Neal Adams. Ra's al Ghul lording over a defeated Batman. With Ra's al Ghul and Batman, every battle is a life-or-death struggle. Here you also see Neal Adams' predilection for significant body hair, a sign of masculinity at the time. Next up is Batman number 251, published in September of 1973, which reintroduces the Joker as a maniacal murderer. This representation of the Joker became the standard going forward in comics and in the movies. Sixth on my list is Batman number 234 with the cover date of August 1971, an artistic masterpiece by Adams heralding a return of Two-Face, his first appearance in the Silver Age, but not the old Two-Face, but, quote, twice as evil and twice as dangerous, end quote. Two-Face in the Golden Age was a B-list villain, but this issue brought him up to the level of the Riddler, Penguin, and Joker as a significant A-list Batman villain. Number 7 is Detective Comics number 408 from February of 1971. Now, I thought I should add a couple of issues from Detective Comics, and this one just struck me as a horror movie poster. The look on Batman's face as he tries to hold on to Robin, who has turned to ashes, is striking. Next is Detective Comics number 392, published in October of 1969. I love the old cover panel covers, and this one is just amazing, telling a story without words, but leaving enough out that makes you wonder, what's happened to Batman, and why? That floating hat alone just encourages you to read the book to see what it all means. Number 9 is Batman number 217 with the cover date of December of 1969. It's considered by some as the last Silver Age Batman comic book. That is, no more of those silly stories from the late 50s and the 1960s. This issue signaled an end to the Batman and Robin team, with Dick going on to college, Bruce abandoning Wayne Manor and the Batcave, and moving into a penthouse atop Wayne Foundation's building. So he's in Gotham City now, not on the outskirts. Batman also states that he'll be moving back to the older Batman, who struck fear in the hearts of criminals. This Neal Adams cover says it all, with a picture and just a few words. Adams' Batman on this cover was the prototype for many cover shots during the 1970s. The 10th Neal Adams cover that I would suggest to be part of a definitive Neal Adams Batman collection is Batman number 222, published in April of 1970. Back in the 1960s, the Beatles were the most popular pop group in the world, with multiple gold albums and a ton of #1 songs. In connection with one of your album covers, a rumor started circulating that bassist Paul McCartney was actually dead, and that the remaining Beatles were covering it up, but leaving clues in their songs and album covers. I recall my friends and I at the college lounge looking for these clues. Batman number 222 takes this urban legend and incorporates it into a Batman story, complete with Dick Grayson and his college pals acting out me and my college pals looking for clues. Here was not Paul is dead, but Saul is dead. The classic Adams cover incorporates one of the clues from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and has a version of the Beatles' The Oliver Twists on the cover. For a child of the 1960s, this is a must-have. So there you have it, my idea of a definitive Neal Adams Batman cover collection. There are other covers I could have added, but I wanted to limit my list to 10. What additional covers would you suggest be included in the collection? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I've been putting together a collection of videos on DC versus Marvel, the battle of the comic book values in the 1960s. We've got a few of them out right now, and if you haven't seen them yet, or if you want to watch them again, click on one of these. Thanks everyone, be well, and I'll see you soon.